All right, well, I'm pretty excited to share this with you guys because I actually grew up duck hunting. My dad owned a duck club, so I've been duck hunting since I was like 4 years old, going out in the snow and breaking ice with my waders. And one time I peed in them, and let me tell you, it does not warm you on the long run. Anyways, getting back to the video, this is about Roadkill 101. I actually don't eat very much meat anymore after going to a liberal arts college, and like now I really, I don't really need to, so I just don't. But I do love turkey, and I found this one dead lying on the side of the road. How do we know if it's still good? One is you want to make sure it's warm, and there's still a bit of snow on the ground over there, so if you have a warm body, it means it was recently killed. And this one was very, very warm. I think it was literally like just ran over. So good on that front. Next, always have good music. I have my friend Tohora, who sings just beautiful music, and she posted on Facebook Live. This is during the crazy virus times. Like, shit's fucking real out there. And I'm out in the mountains of California getting some roadkill. I've worked on farms in like Mendocino where we've found a few deer on the side of the road and processed them as a community. Next, you want to get a bowl of water. Usually you put salt in it, and as you get the breasts out, it helps get the blood out. And then you just put this bowl of salt water with the breasts in the fridge overnight, and blood will just come out. Let's get to the video. Da, da, da. All right. I can't really see you, but I think you can see me. So I already did a part of this, which is just tearing open the chest cavity area, which is skin. You can see it here. Let me actually bring it down a little bit more. And you make a little incision with a knife, and then pull and expose the chest. And I like to get a lot exposed because I don't want to get any feathers in there. There's lots of ways to do a turkey. One is you boil a huge pot of water and you dunk the whole turkey in it, boiling hot water, for 30 seconds, and then all the feathers just peel off. Like, it would be really hard to defeather this thing. Right now they stick on, but when you but when you boil it just for 30 seconds, don't do it much longer, all the feathers will just come off, and then you can have like an oven roasted turkey with the skin on. I'm just wanting to get this done quickly. I wasn't expecting to come home with a turkey, so I'm just going to rip the chest open and get the breasts out. Then I'm going to cut the legs off, and I have a big pot of boiling water already in there. I didn't have a pot big enough for the whole turkey, but then I'm just going to dip the legs in the hot water, come out here and skin the legs so I can have two nice breasts with two legs with skin on, because everybody likes skin. Okay, so now you see this bone. You're going to go alongside the bone, and you normally want like a fillet knife, but I'm working with what I have. I'm at an Airbnb rental house. So now you're going to follow it at like an angle that's in towards the bone so you don't lose any of the meat. And you're going to slide it down this bone on each side. So I'm doing the right side first, and now it's starting to roll off. Okay. Then you're going to come up here and get it along the collarbone and just keep letting it roll off. Then it hits a certain point where it then slides around like that, and you'll hit it. So now I'm there, and I'm just going to slowly hack it around. So we're going around. You don't want to get into the guts, of course, especially if you're working with animals. You never want to get into the intestines or anything like that, because you can contaminate your meat. This guy's still warm. Still really arm. Okay, now I'm coming around with the first breasts, and now I can actually hold it, you see? And I'm at kind of the collarbone, shoulder blade area. And you want to just retain as much meat as you can. Some people do this process super, super fast, especially like filleting fish. And you know, I'm glad I didn't kill this animal, it was just happened to be dead. But if you are killing an animal, make sure to use as much of it as you can, of course. Here is the fillet of breast, still warm, looks really beautiful. We're gonna put it into our bowl of water. There we go. And you see, that's a pretty good job. You see, like, there's where the guts are. And I got most of the meat on this side. So now we're gonna switch to the other side. Here we go, little turkey. Everything's gonna be okay. Well, I mean, not for you, but you are being, you know, used, eaten, recycled back into the circle of life here, which is good. Now we're following that bone straight down, faced in towards the bone a little bit. And now we hit that point where we start to bring it around. Let's get up here towards the collarbone area first and make sure we get as much as we can there. Dun, dun, dun. Delicious turkey. Oh, I accidentally cut into the chest cavity a bit, but it's something I can work around. You can also, like, if you want to use more of the animal, eat the heart is really delicious. Dun, dun, dun. I'm just trying to get a little bit of more meat out of this like deep shoulder blade area before I start to work it around again. Okay. Oh, I got this breast almost out. There we go. And now we're cutting it along this back side. And we're in the shoulder blade area. I'm not gonna mess with the wings. There's not too much meat in them. Okay, really cool. Almost done with this one. There's fat, so I'm gonna slice it in a way that fat stays on. And there's my second breast, a few feathers on it, which I'll clean off. So we're gonna put that in the salt water. Let me show you what I mean when I said I cut into, I don't know if you can see that. That's in there a little bit, but I was able to work around that. So I've never done it this way, but I'm gonna like just take the leg off and then boil the leg. So here we go. Now you want to break the leg. So let me readjust this a smidgen. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, oh, wobbling, wobbling. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna take the leg and break it back in this direction. Which is actually harder to do than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so now that it's broke, I can see the joint. It gives me something to cut around because it would be very hard to just cut through a bone, obviously. So now I'm cutting around this big leg. I got through the bone. There's one last tendon and a little bit more tissue right there. Okay, so here we have a leg with feathers all over it. Feathers. But I want to keep the skin, so we're going to go dip it in the boiling water. This is the field trip portion. Okay, leg. Cats are going to be very interested in what's going on here. Hey, meows, get back. Nope. turkey for you. These are actually farm kitties, so they've used to taking a bit of turkey and trying to run off with it. Dun, dun, dun. So we're gonna dip it in here. Okay. Ew, it actually like curls in its little legs. Its little fingers when I push in. So now let's wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing. I had a great hike today. It was really pretty. I think I did 10 miles. Saw snow-capped peaks. It was alongside this railroad where they did timber mining. And a plank of timber is 1 inch thick and 12 inches long. And they said that they harvested enough of them to go to the moon and back, or to go around the earth 17 times. Okay, there's my leggy poo. I really just don't want to do this again, so I'm going to hold it in there a bit longer than normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I talked with this young college student about life, which was nice. I put it on a plate, and we're going outside. I'm sure this sucker is going to be hot now. Little puppy. I'm blessed to be able to find this guy. I actually have been craving turkey for a long time. And, but I didn't want to shoot one. I'm kind of done murdering animals and doing all that stuff. Just eating less. I'm not saying everybody needs to become vegetarian or, vegan, but if you can drastically reduce the amount of meat that you intake, like just a few times a week instead of 2 times a day, you're gonna make a huge difference. So, yeah, it takes 660 gallons of water to make 1 pound or a half a pound burger. Okay, so now you could see the feathers just come right off easy. And there's all that yummy skin. So wild turkey is a bit tough. You can put it in a crock pot with verde sauce for quite a few hours. Oh, hi again. Or smoke it, or just try to keep it, try to put more moisture in it instead of processes that make it even less, tough. Dun, dun, dun. I think I'm going to cook this one by just taking the breasts and, I don't know, making turkey salad. I don't even know if that's normal, but... Okay, so now we got to the other end. I forgot how intense this is, but we gotta break it again. Right here. So you go here's the little feet. So you wanna go that way and then that way. Not that way and that way, because it normally moves that way and that way. So this is not for the faint-hearted. Jesus. Okay, we went one way. We went the other way, and you can see the bones sticking out. And now we should be able to get it with the knife. There we go. Okay. Almost. Okay, so most of the feathers are actually off. They're just sticking on because they're sticky and wet. So this guy's good. Let's go ahead and put him in there. Cool. Well, I think, sometimes wear gloves. I actually don't do anything with gloves, which is strange, but. So anyways, during these times of fear, try to see the silver lining in things, which is getting more time in nature. Go take a walk outside. Enjoy something and be curious about something that, sparks your curiosity. I think it's really time for the earth to slow down and breathe again, which is really needed because we're so fast-paced. we never give ourselves a chance to just be. So I'm glad I got to show you how to process a turkey. Another way, like I told you, is to just boil the whole turkey, pull off all the feathers, break off the little end leg parts, which is like this little guy. Break off these, break off the neck, and then you're gonna scoop out all of the guts, and then you take the whole bird, you know, and then it would look like your turkey, like your that you get for Thanksgiving. Then you can slather it up and bake it in the oven and stuff like that. For time's sake, I didn't want to have to defeather this whole bird, like on the back and the front and everywhere. I just took out the breast, similar that I do ducks, which is just ripping it open, cutting one side, cutting the other side, and that's it. So, cool. Roadkill 101.